Drops work. I don't even know. I don't even know. I never know. I never know. I never know. I never know if it's streaming. I never know if it works. I never know if the drop sounds are working properly. I just push that little button that plays the little fanfare. Do it again. Do it again. Honey, do it again. That's what I do. I push that, and then I hope that the live stream is working. That's all I know how to do. So this is this is a very important edition of Does Democracy Work? So I've been running a lot of polls lately. Typically, democracy works. Sometimes, I guess I will say democracy does not work, is what I'll have to conclude. Is that if there are an even number of voters, there is the potential for something catastrophic to happen, and I don't know that a runoff will fix it. Hello, Daniel Escobar. So what I'm referring to, first let me start by saying I did eat some mini tacos today. So I had taquitos yesterday. Taquitos are a small taco. During the course of my taquito eating, I was informed that there is something known as a mini taco. I have now acquired the mini taco. I have baked them off. I've had probably 2 to 3, maybe 3, maybe 2, can't really recall. They're outstanding. I will say the flavor is not as robust. No, definitely not homemade mini tacos, I wish. Jose Ole. Jose Ole is what was recommended to me last night during the live stream when I was discussing taquitos versus pizza rolls. And I've always been a fan of, I believe, maybe it's Mission, maybe it's El Monterey, maybe it's Jose Ole. I forget all the different frozen taquito brands, but there's a specific like spicy chicken taquito or that's like crunchy or something that I'm in on. And then I saw a bunch of people mention the chicken and cheese, a very solid taquito. Nothing wrong with that at all. So, one of the things that was mentioned though was the mini taco. I will admit I've never had the mini taco. Maybe I've seen it and I've just kind of glossed over it. I did not know much about the mini taco up until I bought it. Now that I've had it, it's beef and cheddar. I didn't see any other flavors at my Kroger. Maybe there are other flavored mini tacos in the Jose Ole catalog. I didn't see any. It was just beef and cheddar, which is fine. I'm fine with beef and cheddar. I think for what it was, incredible. They're so cute. Anytime you have a miniature anything, it's just so damn cute. Mini schnauzer, mini taco, whatever it is. If you make it a miniature golf is far more cute than normal golf. So anytime you make something miniature, you're in for success, in my opinion. So the mini taco, I think I'm probably going to buy it again. I've only had, like I said, maybe 2, maybe 3. Can't really remember. Deep in Steve Aretaville right now. I think maybe 3. And they're outstanding. They taste like beef and cheese. That's what they taste like, with a little hint of corn. So, why you're here today is to discuss whether or not democracy works. I think there was like a State of the Union NATO thing tonight. Not a State of the Union, obviously. But I think there was some like NATO meeting or some press conference that the president had to be good at. I didn't watch it. I don't watch a lot of TV or politics or anything like that. But from what I gather, it did not go well. It seemed like it went pretty poorly. I think I saw that he referred to the vice president as maybe Vice President Trump. It's not a good strategy. There might have been some other flubs, maybe related to the name of the Russian president. Again, I'm judging based off commentary. I did not watch. When I watched the debate, I thought Joe Biden looked like the oldest man in America who studied for a book report the night before and had no business being on that stage. But But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm not here to talk politics about why democracy might be failing us by allowing a senile old man to run for the highest office in the country. Don't know. Might be failing us there. No, what we're going to talk about is Tom Cruise versus Gene Hackman. So let me go present here. I'm going to share my screen. It's going to be the entire screen. Here it is over here. I'm going to zoom in. I'm a master of the zoom. I don't know if you know this. I know how to zoom on things. I've zoomed before. I will zoom again. Look at that. I'm zooming. All right. A very simple poll was posted last night at about 9:14. Who wins? Who wins? Seems simple enough, doesn't it? Doesn't it? You would think that democracy would work. Well, let me tell you, it doesn't. I know nothing. I thought, hey, when I posted this last night, I was like, I'm going to know once and for all who's better, Tom Cruise or Gene Hackman. Because me, myself, I know who I would vote for. I don't know about you in the comments. You can vote for whoever you want. But clearly, democracy does not work. I opened it up to the pollsters. The pollsters split right down the middle. 22 votes to 22 votes. Tom Cruise, Gene Hackman. This is bullshit. If democracy doesn't work, then what the hell is going to work? If everything can be a perfect tie, then what do we need? Do we need a third party? Was I supposed to ask a third question? And yeah, I hate to say it, Tom Cruise by a landslide. I agree. That's the tricky part about this question. I think if we're talking airplane movie or leading man, and I don't want to wade into Ben and Skin territory, I think Tom Cruise is your leading man. But I also think there's a lot of roles that Tom Cruise just does not fit, where you're like, Tom Cruise can't do that. Or if he was doing that, I would just think that's Tom Cruise doing that. Like Tom Cruise has a hard time, I would say, playing like the third lead. I think he can play the second lead a lot. He's very good as a second lead or like a co-star. Third lead or like supporting, major supporting, I think you got to go Hackman all the way there. So I think that's the tricky part about this question is the versatility of each actor. Because Tom Cruise is a true leading man. He is a blockbuster. Exactly. Even Tom Cruise can't run from these results. It's a 50-50 split. So I think when it comes to making a blockbuster, you're damn right. You go Tom Cruise all day long. Like there's nobody who says we need not even during Gene Hackman's heyday. I don't think there were many people who said we need a Gene Hackman vehicle because Gene Hackman is so damn good, we have to have him as the lead. I think he's a career supporting guy. He could be top billing when he needs to be, but Tom Cruise is undoubtedly top billing. Now, who could outact the other one? I think Gene Hackman outacts Tom Cruise all day long. You put the two of them in a scene together, I think Hackman acts Tom Cruise under the table. I really do. I think Gene Hackman would steal the scene regardless of the setup. Even if Tom Cruise is in the middle of Jerry Maguire, a High Life, or even if he's doing some Minority Report thing, I think whatever the counter character that Gene Hackman would play, I think it would kick Tom Cruise's ass. So that's what's tricky about this question is if they're in the same scene, who wins? I might vote Hackman there. But if I'm a producer making a major blockbuster, no, I don't want fucking Gene Hackman. You crazy? Give me Tom Cruise. I need to make some damn money here. Only way I can get butts in seats is Tom effing Cruise. Tom Cruise! That one. So, I don't know that democracy works. If this happens in the general election, I think we're screwed. I don't know how the general election works. I watched the debate a few weeks ago, and then I was like, hey, that old guy next to Trump probably shouldn't run again. And then every article I see is like, hey, you It's going to be hard to take that guy off the ballot in a bunch of these states. And I don't understand that. Is it because they printed stuff too early? Oh, good question. Whose stunt double has the easier life? Definitely Gene Hackman, right? Like Gene Hackman, the biggest stunt that Gene Hackman has done is like going down on a lady in a weird movie. Or I'm trying to think back. So I don't want to say that. I don't want to portray him that way. Replacements, maybe he did some like coaching scenes that required a stunt actor because that's him and Keanu and the football stuff. I don't want to paint him in just a sex movie kind of thing. Because again, he did Hoosiers, that was a sports film, but he also did Bonnie and Clyde, did The Firm, did Enemy of the State. He definitely wasn't getting any tail on Enemy of the State. He was like a weird hermit guy there. Tom does his own stunts. That's right. That's true. So no, I mean that's true. So only Hackman really even has a stunt double, which means he probably costs a little bit more. Actually, I don't know. Does Tom Cruise charge you more because he does his own stunts? He's like, hey, you don't have to pay a stunt actor, so you're going to pay me double because I'm going to do it. Now, damn right, Tom Cruise was comedic gold in Tropic Thunder. That was kind of the turning point where you were like, oh, is Tom Cruise going to be cool now? He didn't really pay off on being cool necessarily, or like being particularly affable in every role where you're like, oh, okay, he's willing to make fun of himself or willing to do stupid stuff. But man, I love him as Lex Grossman in Tropic Thunder. And I really need to rewatch that one. It's probably been 5 years at least. I don't think I've watched it since the pandemic. Yeah, since probably before that at least. Where's Tropic Thunder streaming? It's got to be streaming somewhere. Maybe I'll do that sometime soon. But either way, basically what I wanted to say here, it's 9:34. I've been on for 11 minutes, is that I don't think democracy is going to work. I think the system is failing. I think our children are doomed. I think we are in the age of extinction. I think we're all going to screw ourselves up before we can ever get there. And it's because of results like this. Tom Cruise and Gene Hackman. We can't decide which is the lesser evil, basically. And I think that's what we're running into here with Trump Biden. I'm sorry to get political. I think even if they replace the old man Biden, which is probably a good call, I think it's still even then just like a lesser of two evils kind of thing. I don't know that that's a good way to approach the world. Maybe it is. Sometimes that's how I make my kids compromise. Is I'm like, oh, you're both bitching about a video game. Well, why don't you both play a game that neither one of you want to play? Because that's how compromise is going to work. Does Gene have a weird religion thing? Or is he semi-normal in that regard? Man, good question. I've never heard much about Gene Hackman having a weird religious thing. But he does seem like a pretty uber conservative guy. Or sorry, I don't mean to say uber conservative. I would say just based on his age, I would expect him to align more with conservative values, more so than progressive values. But I don't know that he has a weird religion thing. But let's look it up. Screw it. Gene Hackman's weird religion thing. Is this how Google works? I can't type well. Gene Hackman's weird religion thing. Interesting. Let's see what pops up here. What is it about Gene Hackman that makes him such an unusual actor? Nope, that doesn't help me. The reason you don't hear much from Gene Hackman anymore, well, probably because he's fucking like 85 or 90 or some crap. So I guess he portrayed a religion. What religion? Or sorry, I guess he portrayed a pastor at some point. Sorry. Gene Hackman, unknown faith. I'm going to show this on the screen just so you know I'm not bullshitting you. All right, so Gene Hackman's faith at BeliefNet, unknown. Gene Hackman, unknown faith. Could be an atheist, could be all in on the big man. Is Tom Trump and Biden Gene or the other way around? Honestly, I bet Tom is more like Trump and Biden is more like Gene. Yes, I think that's probably the most accurate assessment here, but I don't want to compare Trump to Tom by any means because, like, Trump's never been hot. Even on his hottest day, no, no way. I think Biden had a time when he could probably slay some tail, not because of like the money he had. Like, I think there was a time when Biden was able to like legitimately pull something. Trump, I don't know. I think that guy's been paying for sex for probably as long as he's been over 18. Like, no offense, there were probably some chicks who wanted to hook up with him because he was Donald Trump. Don't get me wrong. He certainly did fine there, but I think Biden could like legitimately pull them on sex appeal. Unknown seems sketchy. I think Gene is a conservative atheist. I agree. I think that's what he is too. I think that's the most logical thing that Gene Hackman could be. All right. So, yeah, I'm losing faith in democracy. I think that's really all I'm here to talk about. Taquitos versus pizza rolls went very well last night. I ate some taquitos. Like I said, it was I was enlightened a bunch. I've got mini tacos now. I might go eat some more mini tacos after this. If you have any thoughts on what I believe was a NATO conference, weigh in. I have none. I didn't watch it. I kind of don't care. Is it bad that I don't care who's the president? Like, I care, but I also don't care at the same time. Like, it's probably going to suck either way in some way or another. It's more just how bad is it going to suck for probably other people. So that's why I lean a certain way. But I don't think my life changes too particularly much. I guess different people put stickers on the gas pumps because I think that was the thing. Like when Biden got elected, I think that a bunch of people put stickers on the gas pumps that said, I did that. Maybe that's still a thing. But like, I don't know. Should I do that either way? Like, regardless of who wins, should I go print out those stickers or buy those stickers? Costner for president's a good call. Don't lose faith. That's it. I just want what's good. That's the weird part, Escobar. I legitimately want what's good for the country at large. Like, I kind of don't care what political party they're affiliated with. I know which way I lean traditionally, but it's really whatever's best for the most amount of people, probably, and whatever's the most ethical is typically where I like to lay my, political beliefs. Typically, where I'm like, all right, what's the most ethical thing as a United States American here, and then what party kind of aligns with that. So I'm trying not to lose faith, but I do think maybe the old guy should drop out. I'm kind of on Clooney's side there, where it's like, hey, old guy, maybe get the hell out of here. I think that's the biggest thing. I saw Mr. Beast talking about lowering the age. I'm like, I kind of don't care. I would almost be okay with a 35-year-old, or sorry, I know 35 is the minimum age. Sorry. I would almost be okay with a 28-year-old versus an 82-year-old. And I don't think the 28-year-old would make sound, wise decisions by any means that had any realistic context to the decision making, like I think somebody wiser and older does, but I think it might restore just a hint of faith in the democracy at large, that like, hey, this might work. Because what you see over here, Tom Cruise versus Gene Hackman, this clearly just illustrates the need for a third party. There has to be a three-party system. There has to be somebody who will eat away at one of these voters. And that way you can either like lump it in where you're like, okay, well, the third party is more closely aligned with candidate A or candidate B. So you can project that the country is leaning more conservative, progressive, what have you. The country is leaning more Tom Cruisian or Gene Hackmanonian. So I think that's the way to do it, is probably introduce a third-party candidate in here. But you remember what started this? This was a four-party race. I forget the original. Is this you sticking your toe in the water and announce you're running in 2028? I might just be, goddammit. I might do it. All right, let's go to Steve Shackelford's Twitter profile. It's a sexy place. Oh, look, there's me. This is me watching me. Wow, this is like Inception, huh? So I think I'm looking over here. It might be a little bit delayed. I wonder when. Hold on, I'm about to scroll down and see me. Here it comes. Hold on. Yes! Look at that. All right, we're in Twitter Inception. How many videos? I think I can count 1, 2, 3. There's at least 3 of me right here. Maybe even 4. There's 4. Hell yeah! Is there 4 now? Oh no. Yeah, there's 4 of me there. I wonder how deep this will go. Shit. Exactly. High five myself. Now, which way do I do it? Do I do it this way? I'm bad. Hold on. Do I go this way? High five. 5. Go there. Right there? All right. High five. And then it's on delay. Everyone else. So it's on delay. I'm just gonna double high five on either side. Yeah. This is sexy. This is working. I think this is going good. I don't think this is confusing anyone. It's like when you're at the barber shop and you can see all the mirrors behind you and you're like, wow, I can see the back of my head infinite times. Incredible stuff. Okay, so yeah, there's the mini tacos. Like I said, I got these mini tacos earlier. Pretty solid. Pretty damn solid. I'm not going to lie. Pretty damn solid. All right, so there's Cruise and Hackman. Yeah. There's me again. There's Cruise and Hackman. All that fun. Let me scroll down a little bit. Pizza Rolls won last night. It's going to be a bit before I get to Cruise and Hackman, but it'll get there. So I'll just keep talking while I scroll and kind of quietly keep an eye on it over here. Where are you, Cruise, Hackman, and a few other people? So it started as a 4-horse race. So that's the thing. I think we have to go back to the 4-horse race and try to approximate, like, who would be most associated with who as a tiebreaker, because I don't even really know how to run a tiebreaker on this. God, this is like going back in time. All right, there we go. Costner, Powell, Cruise, and Hackman. And so when we had 53 votes and the vote was split, we had Costner and Powell getting a bunch there. Damn right it happened. Damn right, Carter. All right, and I'll wrap up before the other guys go on the air here. I'll give everybody a few minutes. That way I can go burn a bowl. Kevin Costner, Glenn Powell, Tom Cruise, Gene Hackman. Part of me feels like Costner and Glenn Powell should all be on the Hackman side. Weigh in. Costner feels more like Hackman. I mean, I know he's a leading man and all, but I feel like Costner would rather hang out with a dude like Hackman. But damn, Glenn Powell, I did just see a video of him with Tom Cruise earlier today. So, all right, let's do the math real quick. F it, let's do the math, okay? All right, so we've got Hackman at 32.1 plus 9.4. So that's 41.5%. So we've got a combined, oh shit, I didn't want 9.4, I wanted 17. Damn it, Steve, you idiot. All right, 32.1 plus 17. That comes out to 49.1 for Gene Hackman and Kevin Costner combined. Now, let's do Tom Cruise, and I already know the answer to this because I'm not a moron. 41.5 plus, crap, I typed it wrong. 41, Steve, you idiot, plus 9.4. That's right, Rodeo MT. I have no idea what's going on here either. 50.9. Shit! That means Tom Cruise and Glenn Powell technically beat Kevin Costner and Gene Hackman. So I'll use that as my official tiebreak. Because if you're with us earlier, you'll know what's going on here. So we've got a big issue. Oh, there's me again. There it is. Oh my gosh. I wonder how deep I can get. Is that democracy doesn't work. Tom Cruise versus Gene Hackman turned out 50-50. So we had to go to the old tiebreaker from weeks ago. I've been high-fiving myself on the internet. It's been sweet. I think I've done some good work here tonight, honestly. I think I've really revolutionized the way the internet works. I think people who are making videos might approach it differently from now on. I don't think anybody's ever gotten 4 videos of themselves on the same screen inside of a Twitter feed and then high-fived them to themselves based on the commenter. We did it here tonight. We fucking did it. So unfortunately, I think Tom Cruise wins. I am also running for president in 2028. That's right, because democracy does not work. I think Biden should drop out, but I don't know what happens after that. I also don't think I would probably vote for the other guy, mainly because he scares the hell out of me. And that doesn't mean that I don't like him. I watched so much Celebrity Apprentice. I actually loved the gentleman as a human when it comes to making stupid jokes and just showing up in dumb reality shows. He's an incredible human. Love the guy to pieces. Probably don't want him running my country though. But that doesn't mean I lean one way or the other in terms of political parties. I want what's best for the GD country. So to recap, Tom Cruise has won. Let's play some fanfare. I think I played the current affair sounder on top of that as well. I fat fingered it. Let's just do that again. Breaking news! Tom Cruise has defeated Gene Hackman. Even though you're seeing a 50-50 result here, we went back to a previous tiebreaker, and we allocated all Kevin Costner votes over to Gene Hackman, and allocated all Glenn Powell votes over to Tom Cruise. And unfortunately, Tom Cruise has defeated Gene Hackman in the very official Who Wins poll. What's the big announcement at 10? I really have no idea. You have no idea how out of the loop I've been since probably 3 days after the station shut down. I don't want to get into it too much. But yeah, I got a lot of weird misinformation in the first 3 days after the station shut down. So that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And then it went radio silence for a while. And then, I don't know. It's the best I could tell you. I don't know. I could probably reach out to people and ask, but I try not to pry. The voting was rigged. I agree. Hints on the big announcement. What do I think it'll be? I think Skin is finally going to transition. And I think that's good for him. I think he's come a long way in his life. I think he's ready. I think he spent a lot of time thinking about this. So I think it's probably time to transition. Other things that I think might be happening. I said K-Ray's the number one show. Maybe she dedicates all her time to just forcing rock music on everyone. And that's not her choice, but it's clearly a successful model. That's the other thing that's undeniable. You're like, I hate that I know a Shinedown song now. And it's going to sound like a weird thing to say. So I grew up kind of with one of the guys who's in Shinedown, the guitar player, Zach Myers. He and I, kind of hung out with each other, every few months when we were, 11 through 13 or something like that. Our dads were buddies, and Zach was an incredible guitar player, and I was still learning to play. But Zach just dominated on me. Zach was based out of Memphis, and Zach Myers was playing since he was 6, 7 years old. Just so damn good. I didn't pick up a guitar till much later, but I have never followed Shinedown. But that is the bummer of listening to the show nowadays, is I'm like, why is there a Shinedown song stuck in my GD head? Please make it stop. I don't want Shinedown in my head. And you think it's rainbow humping? I think Kavanaugh's already going to Cowboys training camp. I think he already bought his ticket. I think I saw him announce that a little bit ago. Where again, he's well connected enough, and he's such a smart guy. Where if he reaches out to the team or whoever you need for media credentials there, and you buy your own way, and you're willing to pay the hotel fee or whatever, then I'm sure he'll be there, and it's good for him. He should be. That's one thing I don't have. I care more about screwing around than I do about any one sport. That's why I'm sitting here talking about Tom Cruise versus Gene Hackman. So I doubt that'll be the announcement. I think he's already announced that. Other speculation, knowing those guys, I mean, it could be an event. I doubt it'll be an entirely new venture that takes them away from the radio, but I would say potentially an event or a supplementary or supplemental activity like an additional show or something like that, like an online event like they've been teasing. But I really don't know. I legit have no idea. I could reach out and bother KT, but I don't want to bother him, and I don't want to bother Skinner about that and be like, hey, tell me what the announcement is before 10 p.m. Because I'm just not in that world anymore. So, yeah, democracy doesn't work. Tom Cruise wins. He probably deserved to win, unfortunately. Like, I love Gene Hackman. I think the firm is outstanding because of Gene Hackman, but, I mean, Tom Cruise probably does deserve to win. He's Tom effing Cruise. Tom Cruise! Tom Cruise! Got to get up there earlier. So I think he deserves to win. It's 9:53. I'm going to bounce out. I wanted to be out by 9:55. They announcing their new brew. I was trying not to say that. I'm trying to be nice. I sure hope it's not something like that. I sure hope it's something legitimately cool. I hope they have put a legitimate media backing behind themselves somewhere. I really, really do. But if it is a new brew, then more power to them. Fuck yeah. Go for it. You know, as that I respect all those guys' hustles in every avenue that they're hustling. I don't fault them one bit for hustling where they hustle. So call them at 9:59. Yeah, I could definitely fuck with them, but I don't do that. I send in texts when they get things wrong. That's mainly what I do now when I listen to the show, where I'm like, you just got that massively wrong. And I know you're going to hate me for saying this, but yes, Kevin Bacon was in Leave the World Behind, Skin. No, Christina's not talking about Ethan Hawke. Christina's talking about Kevin Bacon at the end of Leave the World Behind. That's who she's talking about. She's not talking about the lead. She's talking about the supporting character, Kevin Bacon, who is at the end of Leave the World Behind. So that's typically what I'll text in, or some dumb shit about Corey Feldman. That's about it anymore. So I won't bother him at 9:59 to delay it. We're at 9:54 right now. I'm going to go try to burn a bowl. I will see you cats next time. I'm going to sign off. Let me play Tavares to get me out of here. Come on, Tavares. Give it to me, TV.
Tavares. Right in the butt?
What?
No.
No.
Blake.
This is the best.
Yeah, that's
right.
it.
This is the best. That's right. Snoochie Boochies. That's right. Ethan Hawke Tua. Man, Ethan Hawke should capitalize on the Hawke Tua. Anybody should, really. Also, how do you talk about that with your wife? Because like we went a week where neither one of us acknowledged it, and again we don't hang out a lot. Like we have opposite schedules, so it's not like we're gonna bring up the like, hey, did you see the Hawk Tua girl? But I think randomly after a week, I think something must have come up, and I said something about spit on that thing. And it's a weird thing. We're like, you've seen this, right? You're well aware of the Hawk Tua girl who is spitting on things, yes? Because if you're not, I can show you this video. So it's a weird topic to broach with your significant other if you're unaware, like, how online they are. My wife's not particularly online. So there are many things that will just fly by her. And then I'll randomly mention spitting on that thing, and she'll give you a quizzical look where I'm like, all right. Yeah, let's just see how this goes. All right, 9:56. Snoochie Boochies indeed. All right, have a good one, cats. Love you.